It's been about a year since I last played this. I got this game from a doctor. She's not a doctor anymore, but I was at this clinic a while ago. They prescribed me this game. I'm technically not supposed to show it, but I'm gonna upload footage anyway because I'm not gonna get in trouble. I haven't seen anyone else play this game, so I figured I would record a playthrough. It's like this sort of bullet hell collectathon type. It's got some RPG elements too, I'm pretty sure. I wanted to revisit it because I forgot some stuff. My memory's not so good. It used to be a lot better. But I was in this drowning accident a long time ago. Got some minor brain damage from it. I used to go snorkeling a lot because my name's Otis Yorklyn. But I thought it would be funny to snorkel and people could call me Otis Snorklyn. But obviously I don't do that anymore. So here's the game. I'm playing it on my laptop. My computer. It's a computer game. I don't play very many computer games. I'm more of a console gamer myself, you know. I like to hold the controller when I play, and you know, fiddle around with the joystick. You know, I like that joystick, but I'm not really that into the keyboard. But this game doesn't have any it doesn't have any compatibility with any of the controllers that I own. So if I want to play this game, I basically have no choice but to use a keyboard. Oh, something I do remember about this game is you have to collect teeth. Teeth are like your primary resource, and you need them to level up. And you get teeth from these creatures here. If you look at their designs, you see that they have this full set of teeth. And then you go to their level, you collect some teeth. There's some other things you can collect, like this kelp. Oh yeah, that's a germ. They're like NPCs, they tell you stuff. Basically, as far as I can recall, the main point of this game is you have to collect enough teeth to level up, and then you get stronger, and then you can fight more creatures and get more teeth. And then you unlock various cutscenes, and you keep doing that, and then eventually you beat the game, I'm pretty sure. Maybe one of these days I'll look behind the curtain, so to speak. I've always been pretty fascinated by hacking, like video game hacking and modding, and even just video game design. I think it's interesting. I'm not that good at it, but this game in particular, it's a curious little thing, and I want to see how it works. A couple things about me. Well, first off, I'm a Pisces. I'm actually a double Pisces. It's my sun sign, it's also my moon sign. I don't like telling people what my rising sign is, because that's too personal. To me, your rising sign is kind of like your middle name, you know, you don't want to go telling people that kind of stuff. It leaves you susceptible, and it's just generally bad luck. Anyway, I live in Delaware. I've lived in Delaware my whole life. Alright, now that I beat that creature, I should get a cutscene. I'll try not to talk too much during the cutscenes. I used to work as a food stylist. I would make fake food, you know, for advertising, and then I'd take pictures of the food. And I'd have like lighting and everything to make it look more appetizing. Often we'd use substitute ingredients, like instead of milk in cereal, we'd use hair products, which is thicker and easier to work with. And then, for example, coffee, we'd use soy sauce and water. The key is not to make it taste good. It's to make it look like it tastes good, you see? But this one time, it's a crazy story, I was working with coffee, and it actually looked so realistic, and I had forgotten that I made it. So I saw the coffee, and I was like, oh, it's some coffee, it's my coffee. And then I drank some of it, and then I realized it was not real coffee, it was like soy sauce. And I like spat it out all over the ground, and then I actually slipped and fell on my booty, and I broke my tailbone, and I had to go to the hospital. That was the second time I had ever broken a bone. The first time I'd ever broken a bone was back in middle school. I got in a fight with this guy because he stole my 3DS, and he hid it in the bushes outside, and then I found it, and then he called me a little bitch, and then I tried to punch him, and he grabbed my arm and he like twisted it, and he was my arm broke. Actually, I just remembered that guy's dead. He got stung by a bunch of bees, and he was allergic to bees. I didn't really know him that well, but I mean, condolences to everyone involved, I guess. I think that's a typo. I not quite. Something I noticed about this game is that sometimes the dialogue in this game reminds me of like AI generated dialogue, kind of. Like, the way it reads, it just seems like that. I want to forward this next anecdote by saying that I don't condone the use of drugs, but one time I was trying to make a potion, and I invented this new drug by accident. You crush Adderall pills into a powder, and you mix it with hot sauce, and it creates this chemical reaction, but it makes you hallucinate like fuck. I called it dragon fire. So, you might be wondering, Otis, what's your favorite type of music? And, oh shit, okay. Yeah, I'm playing a mini game right now. I like the little sounds that the boxing gloves make when you pick them up. I really like sound effects. What was I talking about again? Oh yeah, music. I enjoy music, but I'm more into like sounds and noises and sound effects, because I'm a Foley artist. That's what I do now. Let's see, I really like sorting algorithm sounds, and Shepherd's tones are good. I used to be really into the Beatles, but then I found out that Ringo Starr is a vampire, and I'm like terrified of vampires. There's nothing, like, I can't watch like Dracula. Like, that shit will give me nightmares. And like nothing else does. Like, I don't have any other fear except for like other things that, you know, I don't want to talk about, but like, oh, I got the boxing glove. Okay. I don't like the idea of losing my blood, you know? Because that's my soup. That's my juice. I need that. It's like Wi-Fi, you can't live without it. And if there's something that you can't live without, and you don't get it, you could die, and you don't want to die because, you know, you're missing the whole point of life, which is to not die, or at least to live for as long as you can, because you gotta die eventually, you know, you don't have a choice. Like, it's gonna happen. Ooh, got a crit. Very nice. Easy. I used to be able to turn my eyelids inside out. I'd like do it at parties and stuff. For those who don't know, there's this really rare type of lobster called the blue lobster, because it's blue, and it's a genetic mutation. And they're really rare. I think it's like 1 in a million. But one time, I was in Prince Edward Island, Canada, because I have family that lives there. And my second cousin, actually, this was like way back, I can't remember when, but my second cousin actually managed to catch one. And I got to see it. So I've seen a blue lobster in person before. And much later, when I was at a club, I was going out clubbing, and I told this couple at the club, I told them that I had seen a blue lobster before. You know, I told them the story. And they came home with me, and not to get too into the like crazy details, but you know, we fooled around a bit. We got a bit of that baboingo, some of that booyah, you know what I mean. They actually got married like a week later. Anyway, it's pretty early in the morning right now. Just woke up and decided to play some of this game. I haven't had breakfast yet, so if you hear my Stumby making growly noises, that's why. I should also probably do the dishes when I'm done recording, because I've been putting it off and they've been piling up. I should also probably clean my room, because there's clothes on the floor scattered about, but I've been procrastinating. I'll get to it though, at some point, maybe today. Sometimes when I'm really bored, or I have free time on my hands, I do blackout poetry, which is where you like take a story or a poem or some literature, some writing, and you black out various words with a Sharpie or a pen. You're basically removing words from something that was already written to create something new. And I've been doing it with the Bible because just as a hobby, I've been trying to make my own religion. So I'm making this thing I call the Unbible. And I'm like halfway through Genesis, but I don't know if I'm going to finish it, to be honest. I'm more interested in this other creative project I'm doing, involving religion, where it's sort of like this pseudo-Christianity, but there's a bunch of differences. For example, instead of going to church, you just put on cat ears and you go meow, meow, meow. And then if someone like makes fun of you and calls you cringe, you just go. I call the religion cringe-stianity. Yeah. If I'm being honest, I think cringe is the closest thing our society has to actual superpowers. Excuse me. You might be wondering who made this game, and so am I. I don't know. When I went to the clinic, they never told me. Whoever made this, they're not credited, so I don't know if it was one person or a bunch of people. Complete mystery to me. But what I do know is that like 2 or 3 years ago, I was playing tennis against this guy named Leonardo DiCaprio. Completely different from the actor, by the way. He's just another guy who happened to have the same name. But I was playing tennis against this guy, and I accidentally hit him with the tennis ball. Like I hit the tennis ball at him, and it got him like right in the appendix, and it burst. And he had to go to the hospital, and he almost died, but he's fine now. When I was in college, I used like an ice cooler with wheels, and I installed a motor in it, and I would ride it to class like every day. It had scooter handles, so I could maneuver it around, and I could steer it. It also had like a little gas and brake pedal. I really wish that I still had it, but I sold it. I sold it online because I needed money. Someone bought it for $1,500. Here, I got this prompt for the comments. Please type below, do you believe in free will? What do you think of predeterminism? And where do we go when we die? Please type your answers in the comments, in the comment section, because I'm really curious, and I want to know how, what how your brain, how it, like when you go to. I just got these lightning powers. Watch this. Look at the creature. Boom. That was cool. This game hasn't been very difficult so far. It's been pretty easy, actually. We'll see as the game continues if it stays that way. I kind of remember this character. Crossmire. Yeah. So it looks like we have an established antagonist in this game now. I've played enough games to know when I see a potential boss fight. And I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be spreading out the level ups with characters. Like having each character level up once, or if I should be having like one character level up a bunch of times. That's something to look into. I like the sounds in this game, like when you pick up the teeth. Yeah, and like the walking sound also. They're calming. Good audio choices, in my opinion. I think they convey exactly what they need to. I think that these things I'm picking up here, though, in this battle, I think the sounds could be more like dynamic. If I were to like improve on this game, maybe have them like pick shift like randomly just a little bit to like add more, you know, variance to the sound itself. I don't know. I feel like my friends are mad at me, because they think I'm a compulsive liar. I don't know if they trust me. I don't know if I trust them. I don't know if I trust me. But that's life, baby! Frank Sinatra. You probably don't know this because you can't see my face, but I have a face tattoo. It's on my left cheek. It's of an ampersand. Like the and symbol. I think out of all the punctuation marks that exist, that I know of, I'd say that the ampersand has the most sex appeal. I got it because I was really bored one day and I was hopped up on Dragonfire and I decided to do something kind of crazy. I don't regret it though. Locked. I once knew this guy. His name was Bill Bonk, and he was red-green colorblind. But I was able to cure him by strapping him to a chair, with his permission, of course, and I made him take this colorblind test, and every time he'd get an answer wrong, I would tase him with a taser, and every time he'd get an answer right, I would give him a cookie. And it worked. I actually was able to successfully condition him to not be colorblind using Pavlovian techniques. And I would do this to him every day over the course of a month. That's how long it took. Excuse me. When I was like a little kid, and I didn't know what pimples were, I got one on my toe, on my big toe, on my right big toe. And since I didn't know what it was, I thought I was growing another toe out of my toe. And it wasn't until I went to the doctor and had a checkup that they told me what it was. It was just a really big pimple, that's all. Please comment down below whether or not you believe in Bigfoot. I'd like to know, because I'm still deciding. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. It really depends on my mood. I bought a bunch of jewelry, and instead of wearing it, the reason I bought it is so I could sell it. And what I did is I sprayed the jewelry with deodorant, and I tried to sell it for more than what it was worth, and tried to convince people that it was this special kind of scented jewelry that you couldn't get normally. And that whole scheme was a complete failure. No one bought any of my wares above the original price. I wanted to make profit, but it's fine, I guess. This was back in high school, by the way. Fucking mosquito. Stupid blood-sucking piece of shit. I have really complex feelings about artificial intelligence. On one hand, it's like, I know AI's gonna take over the world and overthrow humanity and yada yada yada, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. But on the other hand, it's kind of a vibe, if you think about it. It's interesting. Imagine an AI that can read dreams, for example, and like turn them into something else. Maybe in the future when I'm smarter, I could build my own, make my own AI to like be my friend. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm at 99 teeth. I don't need to keep collecting. I should probably level up as soon as I get the chance to. So, Halloween's not too far away. I've already decided what I'm going to be. I'm gonna be a flamingo. I'm gonna wear all pink, and I'm gonna have a beak. Last year, I dressed up as the Eraserhead baby. And the year before that, I was Martha Stewart. And the year before that, I was a cuckoo clock. And then anything before that, I have no memory of. I can't remember any Halloweens before that. Like I said before, my memory's not very good. I don't even know my social security number off the top of my head, which is why I have it written down on a piece of paper, which I have stored in this secret compartment in my shoe, along with my passport and various other trinkets. Right now, I'm exploring this cave. I don't know if there's anything in here. Maybe if I come back later. I mean, I'm sure there's gotta be a reason why this cave is here. Mining diamonds, obviously. Earlier today I was going to the store, the grocery store, to get some milk. And, while I was going there, while I was in my car and driving, this guy behind me, this other guy in a car, probably some kid or something who wanted to go fast, but anyway, he was like tailgating my car, and eventually he honked at me, and then he eventually like went around me, and I was like, really, dude? Like, I was going the speed limit. I was going above the speed limit. In fact, I was probably speeding. I was going like 90 miles an hour, and this guy has the audacity to try and be faster than me. But what's crazy is I actually saw him parked at the grocery store when I was going to get my milk. And I was so tempted to key this guy's car, but I did not. Because at the end of the day, I am a pacifist, and I do not believe in unnecessary conflict. But what do I believe in? Predeterminism? No. However, ghosts? Yes, absolutely. My house is haunted, and sometimes I go downstairs to the kitchen to get some late night broccoli. Ooh, I really don't like that sound. The sound of the locks. That sound, that needs to change. Too many high frequencies. Anyway, what was I talking about? I was talking about my ghost. I went to the kitchen at midnight. I've done this a couple times, but I go to the kitchen at midnight, and all of the cabinets are open. And then I close them, and then I wake up in the morning, and then, guess what? They're open. I used to be in this chess club, and there's someone else in the chess. There was only two people. It was me and Dave, who he was actually Bill Bonk's brother, and I didn't get along very well with him because he said I talk too much, and that I'm too fragmented. So I bit his finger off, and he screamed, "Ah!" And that's how I was kicked out of chess club. But he had a funny scream. He was like, "Ah! Ah! Ah!" And it made me laugh. I went, "Ha ha ha!" And I bit his other fingers off. I'm just kidding. That was a fake story. I made that one up. I think I'm going to try and beat the game with Eleanor. I am a rabies survivor. They say that with rabies, once symptoms kick in, you're essentially done for. There's no hope for you. But my experience is a little bit different, because when I was bitten by a rabid coyote, didn't do anything about it for weeks, and that was honestly really dumb of me. I should have gotten medical attention immediately. Don't do what I did. But it turned out to be fine anyways, because even though I was convulsing and foaming at the mouth, I was able to get over it, because I'm just, like, built different, I guess. It's a beautiful day outside. I might go for a walk later on. The sun is out. I can see it through my window, and I was able to work a little bit more on the Unbible. I'm like 2/3 into Genesis. But I don't want to show it until it's done. So if anyone was curious what the contents of the Unbible say, sorry. You're going to have to wait. One pet peeve I have is when people notice inconsistencies in my life, because it's like, well, what do you expect? I'm just trying to make things interesting. I can't help it, I'm just really funny. You know how some people are vegetarian? Well, I'm eggetarian because I'm edgy. I'm so edgy that I'm going to level up, and I'm gonna sleep in the bed and save my game, and I'm gonna keep playing the game because I don't think I'm very far away from the ending. I think I can beat it soon. I just need some more health. Let's see, are there any berry bushes around? Oh, there's one. This creature kinda looks like an egg. I like my eggs scrambled or in an omelet. I don't really like them poached. I sometimes like them sunny side up. And I never like them deviled, because I want to go to heaven when I die. There is one heaven and many hells, each of them sick and twisted in their own unique ways. Like people like me. I'm just kidding. I'm not sick and twisted. I'm Otis, and I love to go clubbing. One time I was at the club, and I did this crazy dance. You had to see it to believe it. Unfortunately though, no one got video of it. So I can't show you guys, but I wish I could. It was awesome. And I just lost. You can probably see how exhausting this gets after a while. And no, I'm not talking about the game. Talking about something else, which I'm sure you guys have already picked up on. You know what's something I don't get the appeal of? I'll tell you what. Emotional support leeches. I mean, I'm all for the emotional support part, but you're trying to tell me that you put a leech on your body to suck your juices? And that helps? Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm weird. Maybe I'm the weird one who, like, doesn't get, you know, the whole thing with that. I think if I had an emotional support animal, it would be like a turtle or a flamingo, something like that. I think for this next battle, I'm gonna try and do a freestyle. I think this is the final boss. I went to the store and I bought some milk. I went to the milk and I bought some store. I've been here before, beverages galore. I pour it into a cup and I slurp it all up. Lactose intolerant, but it doesn't stop me. They dropped me when I was a petri dish. Yeah, I saw a fish, it was in the water. I saw an otter and it was holding a shell, and then I fell into the well. Yeah, there was a bell. You smell like deodorant. I poured soda on an ant and I called it a soda ant. I wish I was a plant. Sometimes when I'm angry I go on a rant. But then I calm down and I turn into a clown and I chase people with a chainsaw and I go My dad was a clown. My parents actually met at the circus. And my mom did acrobatics. So obviously I was taught how to juggle multiple objects at once by my parents when I was like 4 years old. And I could juggle balls, I could juggle pins, I could juggle hammers, you know, whatever my little toddler hands could get a hold of. I could juggle it, you name it. I can't juggle anymore though, because I'm rusty. I need to practice. Haven't done it in a while. And that's the end of the game. I hope you enjoyed my little playthrough. So yeah, yay! Woohoo! I beat the game! I'm so good at video games. Yeah. Now I just gotta find secrets. Here's some secret stuff I found. So when I'm in the overworld, I can input these codes into the game just by pressing keys. And you can see the little symbols in the corner are changing. You might also notice that my health is at minimum right now, and that's because I found this secret where if you input a certain code, it's random every time you load the level, you actually heal. You heal all your health, so I just need to find the right code. Oh, there we go. There we go. That's pretty helpful, I think. So here's another secret. When I was a different character, I tried going to this level, and there was a building that I couldn't reach, and it was locked. But if I'm this character, Eleanor, I can actually go in, and this is what you see. It looks like that germ there met with some kind of awful fate by going to church. That's at least my interpretation of what I'm seeing here. I'm not really sure. I used to go to church, but I stopped because I found out the priest was a vampire. And finally, this next bit, this isn't really a secret or anything, I just wanted to test something out. Sometimes when you play a video game and you stay on the main menu screen for a while, something happens. So I just want to see if something happens. Oh, sorry, that's my phone. Hold up, let me get that. Hello? Yep, that's me. How can I help you?
So first I need to ask some questions. And
Yeah.
I need for you to answer truthfully and honestly. Can you do that?
No. Just kidding, yes.
Look, no funny business, okay? I saw your videos. Be real with me, alright?
You got it, boyo.
No, don't call me that. Just call me R.
You mean like a pirate? Arr!
Like the letter R.
Oh. Aye aye, Captain.
Okay. Were you able to play this game without a microphone?
Yes, I was.
And when you start up the game without a microphone, does it ask for you to connect one to the computer?
No.
Have you ever noticed something suspicious or unusual while playing the game? And by that I mean supernatural.
Yeah, sometimes my kitchen cabinets open on their own, but not when I'm playing the game. That's just something they do.
Okay, noted. Finally, did this game require any third-party software?
Nope.
Alright. Now I'm going to need to perform a few tests. These should be pretty simple. First off, if I press and hold the OPS keys like this, great, nothing happened.
Is something supposed to happen?
No,
Have you played this game before?
yes,
Did you make it?
no. But I do know a lot about it. And unfortunately, most of what I do know I can't tell you. Because what I've experienced with this game has been, well, let's just say it's been dangerous. And it's not so much that this game is a problem, it's more that it has a problem within it. Or at least, it had one.
So, like, a glitch.
No. No. Worse.
You know there's nothing in the cave, right?
It's safe.
Safe? What do you mean by that?
Listen, I know you've been thinking about editing the game, revising it. You're safe to do so, but be cautious.
I didn't think I needed to be, but thanks.
You know, you remind me of someone I knew. Here, take this.
What?
I want you to have it, just in case something goes wrong.
This is a gun. I don't think I can use this.
You probably won't need to. Like I said, just in case.
Just in case what?
This world is full of mysteries. You never truly know anything. Otis, I wish you the best of luck. Take care.
R? Where are you going? I'm confused. Oh. Goodbye. As you can see, I've made some changes to the tooth home. First of all, there is a bookshelf now. I wanted it so that the characters could canonically read in the game, because reading's cool, books are cool, you know, and I felt like it was a little plain the way it was before. I'm trying to give the game a second chapter, as a continuation, and the way I'm doing it is kind of unorthodox. Basically, what I needed was an idea generator. So, if you remember what I was talking about before with AI, well, here's the product so far of what I've been working on. This is the control room, and I used it to replace the cave because honestly, the cave seemed kind of useless, all things considered. I don't think this is going to be the final design for the exterior. This is just a placeholder. But I do want to show what's on the inside. I think the inside's pretty cool. This is what it looks like. Yeah. Also, please comment down below what you think of dubstep. I love dubstep. I think it's so epic. This is an object that I found in the assets. I think it's just a pot. Maybe something will grow out of it. I don't know. I just thought it looked cool. I will say though, navigating the assets was like a nightmare. Like, I swear, things just kept moving around. It was really annoying. Anyway, this is the idea generator, but it's all out of ideas right now, so I gotta wait. And if I wait long enough, it should come up with something, and then I can take the idea and implement it into the game. And then up here, I have an object that changes every time you load up the level, and it always does something different. So I don't really know what's gonna happen next. Whoa. I don't know. I'm not sure what to make of that. What? So it turns out activating AI capabilities for this game is a bit of a long process, longer than I anticipated. But luckily it does most of the work in the background, so I can just like step away from my computer and do something else. Like for instance today, in the morning, I was actually letting the AI do its thing, which gave me some free time, so I finally cleaned my room and did the dishes. Really proud of myself. Giving myself a pat on the back. Fine, you got me. Like, I'm really trying, you know? It's not that easy. If it were easy, I wouldn't just be saying shit. However, my life right now is really boring. As boring as it's ever been. But I go. I'm sorry, that was too much. That was too much. Let me get my happy instrument. There we go. Happy instrument, happy instrument. Wow, the Two Thumb song just kind of stops, doesn't it? I kind of expected it to keep going or loop or something, but I guess it's just gonna go to silence if you stay long enough. Hello? Hello?